It's the Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole Studio in Bob Cajun. I'm one of your hosts, and beside me in the studio is the other. Our names are, we're protecting our identities.
Oh, are we? Cheapers.
We don't want to say.
Never mind. Don't listen to that Jim guy.
It's the Tom and Jerry Show.
Okay.
What are we using pseudonyms for? Maybe it's because we're afraid of revealing our identity.
Well, this is a bomb shelter, isn't it? We're in a bomb shelter.
We're ready for whatever is going, whatever ill wind of political intrigue blows from whatever one.
Yeah, it blows all right.
From the corner of the world this demise may come from. So we are going to do geopolitical stuff, but we're going to start off with stuff that is near and dear to our hearts and talk about the process of songwriting. This will be a chaser to the first podcast where we talked about it, but you're talking about Phantom Hair, and I asked you how long these songs take to write, and you said you start.
Well, lots of times it's funny to, like Phantom Hair, I get an idea, okay, and probably because my hair tickled me, and if you looked at my head, it's pretty short. The hair is really short, and there's not much on top. So that was just, I throw back my Phantom Hair. I'm always throwing it back, right? And I always had this image of a guy getting out of the car and just flowing but he has no hair.
But you did back in the 70s.
Oh, I had a lot of hair.
You were a Jesus freak kind of person. Beard,
I had a lot of hair.
And long hair.
So something like that starts in the mind. And then it's a movie to me. That's what I'm often been told. Your mind works in movies. And so I see the video in my head before I even write. So in Phantom Hair, the guy's going into a bar. Later, a lady shows up beside him, wants to, asks if this seat's taken. He goes, I'm not even here. Go ahead. And the whole idea, he's trying to tell this lady, I know what you're thinking. You want the excitement and the fear, but I'm just a nice guy.
Your whole thing is about nice guys finish last, usually.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the nice guy.
Well, that's why I said I never met one of the lines of the song. I never met a woman who could love a nice guy.
Now, let me go back to the time. From the time you start putting pen on paper. On your desk where you write your music, do you have a pad, a folder, a binder? Do you have a scrap sheet of paper? Do you have a waste paper full of crunched up paper that you scrap and throw in the garbage and say, I got to try it again?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Because sometimes I can sit there and a line will come up, and the sad thing with me is I might write it on that scrap of paper and then never look at it again. I have a little book for ideas, which I never look at until I'm decided I got an idea, and I go, oh, there was another idea there, good. Lots of times, now, believe it or not, I like to write on the computer.
Oh, good.
Maybe because of spell check and everything else, I don't know.
Yep.
And I do like to see my lyrics.
Yeah.
I like to see them. I don't know. I think most writers are probably like that. They like to see their lyrics there, and they look at it and go, I put that poetry together. And by the way, I don't know if I told you, there's a Spanish magazine.
Yes, you are a published poet.
Published poet. They're putting my Evidence of Nothing in there, which is cool. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. Now,
we did a podcast where we featured that.
So we did talk about it.
You got to go back and take a look at some of our previous podcasts. Yes, we celebrate you as I'm not a published poet. You are a published poet.
Well, you look at, I guess anything that's on YouTube or anything is published. So I suppose you are very published with your 20 albums and probably 500 songs. You said one album had 30 songs on it, for Pete's sakes.
Well, that was our experimental stage where we thought, well, we don't know how long we're going to be at this. We might as well wrap it up with put all our ideas, everything, no matter what state they're in, and that's our experimental album.
But you watching your producing, putting it together, it's sort of, I guess, the same way. Lots of times it'll show up with me just picking up the guitar, and I'll start playing guitar, and an idea will come to my mind. And for instance, Prophets, Priests, and Poets, which is, everybody will tell you the song's too long, and it is, but I did it on purpose that way. Following an inspiration from Dylan with his
nice
Key West Pirate Radio song, which is a nice long, I love the song. And sort of inspired by that, and I have this infatuation with being on a dock or being on a boardwalk and the busyness of life. That's where Prophets, Priests, and Poets. So it's a movie, again, of in my head, and then I start writing. And being, I guess, dyslexic, I usually start at the end Here's how I want it to end.
And backfill.
And I backfill. Like,
That's a great idea.
well, I don't know if it is or not, but that's...
It works.
I want to know what the end is. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, Phantom Hair, it ends with, I'm just a nice guy.
So how did you get there?
How did I get there? Yeah. And so this whole fantasy is, I always had a dream, for instance, if you take that one song, I always had this desire to have the guts to go up to a bar where there's a beautiful lady and just order a drink and just like talk into my glass going, yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, he's probably easy, and he's a little tough, but I could change that guy. But no, baby, you can't change me.
Talking to your glass.
I'm just telling you can't. You just try and it just won't work out.
You want to see what the reaction is going to be?
Let me tell you what your future's going to be, and just laugh about it. Just thinking the person in my mind's like half my age, and going, who the hell's he talking to?
Well, you're talking to your glass. I like that.
Yeah, well, that's
because
where
everybody would just look at you and just sort of, what?
Well, can you picture a guy? He's got a hat on. He's hunched over his drink, and I know what you're thinking. Should I make a move for this guy? But I wouldn't. I know what you're thinking. But the truth of the matter is, and go through this whole thing, oh yeah, the excitement, the life, and everything else.
Okay.
But at the end of it, I'm just a nice guy.
Let me talk about characters who are going to portray you, just like I saw the Brian Williams documentary and the actors who played him at various stages of his life. Who would you cast for that character who's coming into the bar and talking into his glass? Who would?
Oh man, who would that be?
Would it be a Columbo style Peter Falk, or
no,
would it be
a little bit cooler than that, but not well dressed? I visualize a bearded guy, maybe long hair, but with a hat on, and maybe even a 3/4 length buckskin coat.
The Great Lebowski? Do you see that kind of character going in?
Well, don't forget, it's not me. It's just a character.
No, but I'm trying to get the visual for who you imagined as you are penning these lyrics.
Well, if for instance, Phantom Hair. Okay, if I was making a video and I had all the money in the world to do it, the guy would pull up in a little Volkswagen, bald and in a Beach Boy suit, or something like that. As he opens the door and slams it, it becomes okay,
I'm going to stop you.
It becomes a Porsche.
Is it
or something.
Danny DeVito?
No, not
no,
quite.
okay.
No, a little cooler, but not cool. But as he shuts the door of the little car, the camera, then bang, it becomes a Ferrari or something, and you look up and he's
all of a sudden he's a handsome dude.
Well, he's not handsome as much as he's just rough, and he just walks into the bar like in that song I told you, pushes past the bikers and all they could do is stare. Yeah, right.
So maybe an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, too big.
Too big. Okay.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, who carries the aura?
Yeah.
The energy of self-confidence and don't mess with me.
Yeah, but don't mess with me.
Yeah.
And, so the whole idea when only the guy would probably be doinkier, as he's at the bar because Keanu Reeves, a girl, would want him to hit on her. This guy, not a chance on earth. And that's when he starts saying, I know what you're thinking,
Well,
and then go through this whole thing about the exciting life just to end it. Truth of the matter.
Here's an opportunity.
Oh, yeah, you can't take what I'm going to tell you. You can't take it.
Here's an opportunity
I'm a
for
nice
our
guy.
studio audience. Go to Jim Sampson on YouTube and take a listen to his music and see if there are characters that you can visualize and offer a suggestion. I went through Peter Falk from Columbo, which is my generation. Andy Griffith. Did Andy Griffith play a detective? I think he did. Matlock. And I also mentioned The Big Lebowski. So, who, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who would our studio audience pick for a movie for your role of the Phantom Hair?
Yeah.
It would be kind of interesting. So, Bobby, if you're listening, anybody else who has ideas on... But I love the way you portray the scene. So I want to congratulate you on your phenomenal imagination. Fat, balding, short guy gets out of a beat-up Volkswagen, but when the door slams, it changes into a Lamborghini.
Or maybe something not quite as that, but
either you think like a director.
Yeah, a T-Bird. A T-Bird, a convertible T-Bird.
I like that. The
And
way
as he's going through his bald head, it just turns into this wonderful lock of hair, you know, and he walks into the bar.
and when he gets back, does he take the lock off? It's a wig?
No, when he comes back,
His phantom hair?
maybe at the end of it, he pushes past the bikers, everything, shuts the door behind him in the bar, and there he is, still the Poindexter, walking to his Volkswagen.
Wow. See, the way your mind thinks is in a movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of directing a movie version of your song?
Well, I would love to do that, but I had one that I wanted to do, and we're running out of time.
AI is going to make this possible for you.
Yes.
You will be able to get a full-length video, 3-minute video of your song or whatever your song length
I
is.
wanted to do a song really quickly, and what I wanted to do it again in a bar, and I wanted all the guests to video it on their phones, send me the videos, and then paste that together. All done just on personal phones.
You would have fun. The Jim and Terry Show, dreaming dreams. Yes, we're retired, but we still dream of music. Take care now. Bye-bye.
And the toil of my hands has got me so far into this promised land.